FIFA 11, it's FIFA 10, but better. After playing this year's version of EA's blockbuster football sim, that's the best we could come up with for an opening. It's true though, FIFA 10 was by far the best football game we've ever played, and this latest iteration is that game with a smattering of new features, tweaked and refined where needed. At risk of sounding like a broken record, FIFA 11 initially feels very similar to FIFA 10. But after a few games, the differences in player physicality start to become abundantly obvious. Other differences are less immediate. Pro passing gives you more control over where you're sending the ball, with manual passing feeling as though the stabilizers have been taken off and you're playing properly for the first time. There's also a revamped penalty system with a gauge for composure, a power meter and fully analog aiming. It's a fiddly system at first, but definitely better than the overly simple penalty mechanic we've had in the past. These changes have made a more realistic virtual game of football, one in which it's harder to break down defences, where skillful players are worth their weight in gold and a careful build-up is key. The final big addition is the ability to play as the goalkeeper. It's quite a lonely way to play FIFA, but with position just as essential as reflexes, it requires an awful lot of concentration. 11 vs 11 online play has been included for the first time in the series history. By making use of the Be Pro mode, you and 10 others can take on another set of 11 real people. If these big matches aren't your thing, you can also create a new player and work through a 15-season career, attempting to become a superstar of the game. Player Manager and straight-up Manager modes are also available. As has been the case for a while, the career mode allows you to make some unbelievable transfers, the likes of which your club would never manage in real life. A good squad is essential if you're going to compete, because players will tire if you play them too often. FIFA is still a fine-looking sports game, which when played from any of the distant views looks as close to real football as we've ever seen. But the player likenesses are often extremely varied in terms of accuracy, and there's definitely a portion of the roster that look downright ugly. You could argue that FIFA 11 doesn't do enough to warrant a purchase if you already own FIFA 10, but small changes on paper have made for some significant differences on the pitch. Yes, you could get by with last year's game, but you will be missing out on what will probably be the best sports game of 2010.